This is Big Pete here, and we are coming out with this video to cover all the GBWC 2019 entries.
This is all the Malaysian entries in close details so you can look at and get it inspired for your next year's entry. So as promised, this video is a special look at all the entries, and myself and BP, we're going to share our thoughts on all the entries together also with our special favorites and also our topics of who we think will be the champ. And I'm gonna go first. I'm not gonna tell you who I think is gonna win first, but I do want to say my shout out to special kids that I really like. Like for example, this custom looking guy. He has a grassy head, but I'm not sure whether it is because it looks like it's a sniper ready to snipe someone. I really like this kind of mono eye build and design.
There's a lot of customizations that he added parts into it, which makes it look like Chappie, the head.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is quite an interesting build as well. This is a green Sazabi, right?
Yes.
Like a green chili pepper, so it looks quite cool. So some weathering here
Nice
and there.
weathering, yeah.
The hanger is quite detailed, weather damage. But whether this guy will win, I think it's very good build, but may not be good enough to win. But then again, that's just my opinion.
The paint job is good, I would
Paint
say.
job is good, right? Now let's look at who I think is going to be one of the top picks to be winning the open category for GBWC Malaysia 2019.
Okay.
And it is this custom build. I really like this one, Big Pete.
So this is actually three kits, combined together.
There's a Dark Exia, Ribau, and there's another kit, I can't remember the name. So there's three kits, kit bash into a very nice looking, almost like Princess Momonoke kind of a feel.
I mean, the kit bash is really clean and neat. It's not, because sometimes when you do kit bash, you'll be mixing too many kits and it becomes too complicated and too messy.
Yes, and as we know, the entire criteria to win GBWC is all about painting, the storyline, and also the detailing, the finishing as well. So it's not enough just to have one kit that looks super cool, but your overall finishing and paint job is not really there. But this other entry caught my eye as well. It is a little busy because there's so many things going in at different angles. You really need to pay special attention. But the overall concept is really nice.
Instead of, this concept is using a battle of killer plants, because the title is called Demon Chrysanthemum.
Demon Slayer or something, I can't remember. But that's actually a very cool and complex build. Now this one, a long time favorite, Mr. Andy Wong, our ex GBWC Malaysia and also world champion a couple of years back.
Alright.
He's back with another big entry. Is this a vehicle or is this a mobile armor?
I believe it's all mechanical robots.
Yeah.
This is like a scenario of a city of all robots.
Yeah. It looks quite cool, and as Big Pete actually captured one of the picture, that is the famous mural in Penang where
Yes.
there's a sister riding a bike
Yeah.
with the younger brother. That's a very popular tourist spot right now in Malaysia. So if you guys are ever in Malaysia, do go and take a picture in Penang at that particular area. So those are some of my top picks and also who I think will win. And Big Pete also has his own favorites which he's going to share very soon. But overall, I think this year GBWC has quite a lot of strong contenders for the world champion.
Entries, yes.
Compared to last year, this year, I think all the big guns like Andy Wong, they're all out in full force with the build that they've been holding back last year as well.
Yeah, I have fun taking all the nice photographs for all the entries.
So which one are your favorite to win, Big Pete?
Okay, first up is this humongous Master Gundam.
It's almost
Right.
160 scale.
It's actually, just like a PG. At first I thought it was from a kid, but then because there's no release of the horse in that size, and then I realized that the Master Gundam has also being specially built with all the detailed parts that you can tolerate. This is just an amazing build.
When I first looked at it, I thought this is not a gunpla entry, there's no gunpla build, but on closer inspection, you will see a lot of different gunpla parts scattered around everywhere. And this is actually built by Mr. Hugh. We featured him before in our Voltron video, his special Voltron build. So do click on the top right now to see our old feature of his build. So good luck, Mr. Hugh. I hope you win.
Now, second on my list is this a strange double body, height of
double
Zaku.
torso.
Yes, double torso, and the leg is really something different. That he has scratch build, or I would say a combination of very nice parts to build this Zaku warrior.
The desert camo paint job is quite interesting as well.
It's very clean, but then at the same time, you're at the diorama of a desert. I mean, it doesn't really make sense because there's no battle damage, but is this really good looking on that?
Yeah. Now, obviously, this is the entry that everybody is talking about.
Yes. So this one is the arena robot fight. You don't really see much of the gunpla there, but basically all the assembled parts and kits are all from the gunpla kits. So this tells the story of arena fight, just like the Battle Angel later.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the overall concept is awesome. The overall finishing and detail and paint job
Yes.
is awesome. So this is one of the strong contender to win GBWC Malaysia, and it's actually created none other than Mr. Eric, our ex GBWC Malaysia champ a couple of years back, quite long ago. So he's one of another old timer.
I think he has put a lot of
the hobby.
effort into this.
He has put a lot of hobby and time into building his entry, which kind of explains why he hasn't had time to meet me for coffee. So BP, what are your other favorite entries that caught your eye? May not be champion, but that caught your eye.
Yeah, I do have one favorite, which is this one, the Core Fighter entry. So this one tells quite a lot of stories about how the composition of this one looks like a poster, right?
Yes.
So when you actually look at the whole setup and also this angle that I've taken the photos, so it's nicely placed in a way, the composition of this Core Fighter. And of course, when you look at the paint job of the Core Fighter, it's neat, it's properly done with all the decals. And the other things that you might miss, which is all the logos that actually from the Gundam series, and also the emblems of the
all the way to the franchise, series timeline
because
now.
the Core Fighter is actually kind of like the main characters in most of the movies.
Yeah, and this Core Fighter entry is of course to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the original Gundam franchise. Now let's look at the junior entries. To be very frank, I was quite surprised when I saw the junior entry this year. When I saw this, I was like, wow, is this an open category? But no, this is actually junior entry. This is actually a 1/60 scale Sazabi.
It has the shoulder of the, I believe, the Hamahama.
It's a Hamahama shoulder. It has the S3 feet. So I think that is probably going to be the champion for the junior category. Hopefully, fingers crossed, and represent us in Japan. There's also quite a lot of entry this year. Surprisingly, for this year, there aren't actually a lot of junior entry, but there's actually quite a lot of entries for the open category. So this year, I would say compared to last year's GBWC, there are definitely a lot more stronger entry this time around. The competition is really intense.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of effort put into the end of the year entry submission. Yeah.
One thing for sure, this year there aren't a lot of SD Gundam entries, so I was quite surprised by that. And secondly as well, in terms of the Build Diver series, there are a lot of entries for that particular category as well. But there was one thing that really caught my eye, was, I know you guys would remember this, every single GBWC video I've been ranting on and on about where are the open hatch categories. And this time around, wow, we have almost 3 sort of like open hatch categories, entries that satisfy my craving, to be very frank. Even if they don't win, they will be my favorite. One is the ball, right? There's also one with the new Gundam.
The Gundam is impressive.
There was another one as well, I wish I could. Oh, the RX-78 -2 open hatch as well. So there were 3 open hatch entries. So thank you for those 3 entry guys. At least we have a lot of great varieties this time around. And also, if you think about the entries for GBWC Malaysia compared to all the other different GBWCs around the world, there is actually quite a good mixture of Gundam and also Mono Ice.
Yes, and actually I do realize that this round there's lesser Barbatos.
For some reason there aren't a lot of IBO entry this year. So if you also remember, in all my previous video I will talk about how certain countries have a certain style of finishing, like last year Philippines had a lot of weathered, better damage, but Malaysia seems again very evenly balanced, but one team that do really strike out this year is there are a lot of mechanical teams, right? Not so much of sci-fi in space kind of a battle team, but it's a lot more of desert, weather damage, real on ground mechanical like Gundam dioramas and systems being built in here.
Okay, so this year I have a very different experience. The venue for the place in Paradigm Mall is surprisingly very nice concourse, where you can actually see most of the entries are lit up quite well, because compared to last year it was quite dim and dark. Yeah.
And it was a bit cramped as well. I mean, definitely this year the venue is a lot more spacious, so you can actually look around the displays on all the entries without being bumped in, so that's a good thing. What about in terms of merchandise, BP?
Well, merchandise, as we've previously covered in our video, we seems to have quite a lot more merchandise, more well-organized queue line this year, so that a lot of the expo kits were visible, that people can see what they want to buy and pick and choose.
Yeah, and in our previous video, some Indonesian Gundam fans as well have commented how GBWC Malaysia actually have a lot more merchandise compared to what they had in Indonesia. So that was actually quite a surprise to me, given how Indonesia is definitely a lot bigger market than Malaysia.
Also the Western countries like Australia.
Yes.
So they say they envy us with all our selections of it.
Well, to be very frank, if any one of you guys here are watching from Canada, America, Australia, or any other parts of the world, if you see any kit that you guys think that you want to get and you want us to help to buy it and ship it to your country, hey, do reach out to us in the comment section down below or on our Facebook page, right?
Okay, I think we better focus back on all the entries. So this year, I also do realize that we also have a lot of entries that is like mechanical angle, female so-called mechas. And this one actually caught my eye when I said not a lot of IBO kits, and this is one great so-called customized Barbatos that caught my eye. It's because one thing I don't like about the Barbatos is the thin frame, but this build actually has made it much more bulkier and built up, which is really good.
Yeah, so definitely, as what BP said, this year I think the entries are definitely a lot stronger. Definitely a lot more entries for the open category. Maybe all the juniors have graduated to the open category, but I was kind of disappointed to see how little junior category there was. Now, on a side note, I know I'm jumping out of the entries again, but I just want to say a very big thank you to all the fans who have come to say hi to us, to me and Big Pete when we were filming. We were quite surprised of how many of you who actually tap on our shoulder and say, hey, are you guys from Awesome Toys TV? So Big Pete was wearing the uniform, I was not. So a big thank you again for all of you who actually stopped and say hi to us.
Yeah.
So before we end the video, just a quick reminder again for those of you who actually have Netflix, they actually now have season 1 and 2 of the Iron Blooded Orphans. So you can actually watch it in full HD. Versus last time when we actually watched the show on YouTube, the maximum resolution was 720p, which, to be frank, is not really that great.
And it's English dub,
Oh, they have English and anime and sub as well, right?
Yes.
So they have both different versions. If you're too lazy to read subtitles, they also have the American dub. I think I'll probably watch it again in American dub, just to see.
Not too bad. I've seen the first episode today.
Okay, so that's our video for today. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing, because that's a form of your support to our channel if you like what we're putting out. And we will also be putting out a video on the GBWC Expo Limited Edition kit for the SDCS Zaku and also the Zeta very soon. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Please leave a comment down below. Myself and BP love to engage you guys down in the comment section as usual. So thank you guys for saying hi to us at the event. We may or may not be there on Saturday and Sunday as well. That's the last 2 days. The event is ending this Sunday. Mr. Kawaguchi-san, I believe you'll be there on Saturday and Sunday as well. So do buy extra kits, get him to sign it, and the kits that you buy at the event show floor will actually go towards the lucky draw where you can actually win a perfect grade kit. So don't miss that chance. Alright, so this is Awesome Toys TV signing off.